to my channel, and today we gonna be talking about the IUD birth control and what they don't tell you about birth control. So today is a get ready with me. So today's talk about what you call it, to get ready with me. Um, Sorry, yeah, I had some stuff on my face. So I'm trying to take this little face wipes, get it off. Okay. Okay. So anyway, since this is get ready, so like I said, I'm just gonna talk to you about my experience with the IUD, why I got the IUD, what happened to me, and why I had to get removed. This is it. Okay. This is a rose water. It just helps hydrate your skin or whatever. So you get from $50. Okay, I'm not gonna put the palette that I use on because the fact is I don't remember. I did have this for so long. Like, it's time to upgrade. So it needs to be back and forth on because I have to leave an hour before I have to clock in work, so I have to hurry up and get through this video and make it happen. So like I was explaining, in the like I said, so I'm stubborn. It's morning, and if you see me back and forth on my computer, like I said, it's literally because I gotta clock in to work. So if you see me like, I'm getting ready for work. So why are you acting retarded? Okay, there you go. Anyway, so like I was saying, back in September, back in September, back in September of this year, I would say like the end of September. No, bounce it back. Okay, last year I got the IUD put in February after I had my daughter. If people that don't know, I do have a daughter. She's 10 months old now, so I had my IUD in for like 9 months. So then, you know, after you have a kid, you have to wait your postpartum. So after 4 weeks, they let me come in and go ahead and get the birth control in. So anyway, so after that, I don't do eyebrows because I don't feel like it today. But anyway, so like I was saying, I got my ID put in back in back in February. I'm about to say November. Back in February. And everything was good, you know. I had like a period. TMI, if you don't like it, I'm gonna tell you this is what happens. I had a period. And then it stopped. I had a period like a month and it stopped. So I was like, okay, well, they said that sometimes they said a lot of times take up to a year to stop, but mine they stopped like that next month. So when it stopped, I was like, okay, I'm one of the lucky ones. All right. So 8 months passed. Now we go into September. I woke up because I was getting ready to go to work. And right in the time when we about to go to work, decided to do my makeup. I don't know how nobody else do it. Decided to do mine. I woke up. Well, it started that night before, about September the 25th. I want to say, I can't remember it. It started that night. I started having really bad cramps, like really bad. And then on that morning, it got so much worse. Like it got so bad. But before that, I was going to the doctor because I kept having pregnancy symptoms, And I kept telling the doctor that, yo, I took pregnancy test at home. It was a faint line or whatever, but it said it was positive. So they was like, oh, well, we did one here and it said negative. But they don't tell you. Anytime you go to the doctor and you have a faint pregnancy test, they always count it as a negative. Always count it as a negative. That's what the nurse told me. They don't ever count it as they don't ever count your pregnancy test as a positive. They always count it as a negative because they feel like if it's a faint line, anything can happen where it could be something there then, but it could change within, them couple of weeks. So they always say they count that as a chemical pregnancy when that happens. So they don't count it. So obviously they didn't count mine. So they call me negative. So I'm thinking, okay, it's a negative test. It was a false positive. I ain't pregnant. All right. So fast forward, I started cramping really bad. I'm on IUD, so I'm thinking like, I can't be pregnant. They did a test. The lady said I shouldn't get pregnant. So what happened was that night, September 5th, that night, I had really, really bad cramps, like bad, to the point where I was crying. I could not move, and I said, my cramps never got this bad, ever. So, I started bleeding really, really heavily the next morning. The cramps was now unbearable, but I had to go to work. So I put it past this. I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's just like, a heavy period, whatever. I had to go to work. So I was literally woke up that one on the floor, crying, crawling, because it was so bad. So I went to work. And at work, everybody's like, you okay? Are you all right? Are you okay? You need anything? And I was like, let me take a Tylenol just to help the pain. I said maybe it might subside because it was really heavy, like heavy. So I got home. Got home from work around 3:00, and that's when I was still hurting real bad. And my fiance goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, not really. Something is up." So I go back to work, not feeling good, throwing up and all that. So sometimes like, go take a test. Just so happened, one of the girls I work with, she had them in her purse. Don't ask me why she had them. I don't know, but she was carrying them around in her purse. I definitely just put makeup on my nose spring. But she was carrying them around in her purse. And I said, hey, I'm calling her Marissa. Can I get a test? Something is up. And she was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Here. So I went to the bathroom. And test again, faint line. And I go, okay, something is up. So I tell my manager, okay, you need to go get checked out, go get looked at. I said, okay, that's not a booger, it's my nose ring, just gotta let y'all know that. So that's what I did. I went to go get looked at. I got my nose piercing. So that's what I went to go do. And I went to the doctor and they checked or whatever. They was like, well, we see here you had a faint line, but we don't really count that because it could just be a chemical pregnancy. Because we checked your HCG level, it looked like it was going down, but we're gonna send it off to make sure. So wait, back up. They did the HCG level. First they said they didn't see anything. Then they came back and said, well, we're gonna take another blood. We're gonna take another blood test for HCG level, but this time we gonna send it off to see what happens. They call that a culture. So yeah, a culture. And I said, okay. So then within a couple of days later, literally, a couple of days later, in October, they was like, well, it looked like you had an HCG level, but it's decreasing. What? So now I'm confused. I'm like, okay, y'all told me one thing, now it's something totally different. Okay. So mind you, I had to have bleeding. I had to like rush, like all that. So on October the 6th or October the 5th, sometime beginning of this month, I went into the doctor because that night I had a little pimple that was on my thigh area. And I said, hey, can you check out this pimple to make sure that it's not another cyst? Because I have had a cyst that had to get removed, cut time to abscess. I wanted him to check to make sure that's not turned into a cyst. So we just had a pimple. It went away. But so he went to go check. But he looked down at my primary. He was like, babe, you worried about a cyst. You need to be worried about what this is. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I do have a picture of it, but I don't want to put it up because I don't think YouTube is going to allow that. But I do have a picture. And he literally took a Q-tip. And he was like, first he took his phone and he recorded it. And he was like, what is that? And I was like, let me see, record, let me see. So then we start recording. And he was like, what is that? And I was like, what is that? I don't know what it is. Take a Q-tip, go get it out. So he took the Q-tip and go get it out. And we put it on a pull-up to see exactly what it was. And our mouth just dropped. It was about the size of a bean. And it had the cord. Okay, it had veins running through it. And it looked like it was the start. I don't think you see, it was like back. And it was the start of it. And then it had the vein. And me and him just stared. Like, we just looked. Because we were just like, how? Like, I was like, I have the whole IUD in. They said the IUD is in place. How did this happen? How? So I went to the doctor that night, the hospital that night, and I had to be like 2 a.m. I went to the hospital, and it was like 10 people in front of me. I wasn't about to sit there all night, so I went home, and I said, okay, when we get up around 8 a.m, we're going to go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital, and I showed them what I saw. Because they was like, that's a baby. And I was like, yeah. I said the same thing. It's a baby. So they went and they said, we're going to do your HCG level. So they was like, if anything is left in there, your HCG level is still going to be high. If it's not, then you're not going to have an HCG level. But if it does, we got to go in and scrape you. So I was like, okay. So they went to HCG level, came back. I didn't have HCG level no more. It was all gone. And what I had left for me was the baby. They say that's rare that happens. So they was like confused, like I was, on how, like, somebody explain to me how that happens. If you know, please explain. So that's when they was like, oh, we ain't never seen that before. This is the first time we ever seen this before, and this and the third. So they went and they did they went and did a ultrasound to see where the IUD was at. Cause they was like, there's no way you should have been able to get pregnant on the IUD. There's no way. No way. So they went. Sorry, I'm trying to find my stuff. So they went and did the test, and they was like, your IUD is sitting low, like really low. So I was like, what you mean it's sitting low? So they was like, your IUD, it's like it's in your cervix, but your IUD supposed to be up, like where the fallopian tubes is, right in there to prevent anything from coming down and stuff going up. So they was like, your IUD, you don't know what IUD is? It's a T-shape birth control that goes up there. They got different kinds. The one I had was the Liletta, and we're gonna get to that in a minute. So what happened was they go and tell me, well, your IUD moved. What you mean it moved? He said, well, your IUD supposed to be up there and it's down there near your cervix. Like, it moved. Okay. So they was like, so you need to set a follow-up appointment to, either get it fixed or get it removed. So I go, well, I'm just going to get it removed because I'm not going through that again. So I go to the dentist, not the dentist. I go to the health departments, which where my OBGYN and stuff is. But they just don't call them OBGYNs no more. Up here where I stay, they call them midwives. So where my midwife was, and she took it out. She looked and she was like, I showed her the picture. She was like, oh my God, how did that happen? And I was like, well, I don't know. So she went in or whatever. She like, we go test your pH balance and all that to make sure nothing was thrown out. Test pH balance was good. So they went in and did not the test, but they went in. They said, we're gonna check to see how low birth control is. Because they said if I could easily just take this out with no problem, that means it was coming out. It was about to come out, and you were about to be in the worst pain you could have because it was making its way out. So I go, okay, and no, I'm not doing a cut crease today. Don't feel like it. So I was like, all right. So I'm laying there, and she go open. She go, I was like, I said, what is that about? She was like, well, this could explain why you had a miscarriage and why you're cramping so bad. Your IUD, I can see the tip of it. Not the tip, but the end part of the IUD. I can see the bottom end of your IUD. Excuse me? So that's when she goes in and go, okay, we're gonna remove it. Bet. So she go in, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna go remove it. So she go in with a little thing and she goes and remove it, and she said, yeah, I should have had no idea. No, I should have had this easy taking the out case to right on out. So she goes, well, your miscarriage had to happen in September because your IUD moved. And I go, why did it move? She go, oh, that just happens sometimes with IUDs. I said, excuse me, what you mean? I said, they're not supposed to move. You said they told me that they wasn't going to move when you put it in. And she was like, oh, well, it happens. They can move sometimes and stuff. So when they move, they have, so sometimes birth controls move after you put it in. So they said they believe that my birth control started moving after she put it in, mind you, which is 8 months ago, 9 months now. when she put it in, that's what caused the IUD to move. And I go, so you telling me, after you told me that it don't move that easily, it can't come out. Once it's in place, it's in place. Obviously not. So either you put it in wrong or it wasn't like what you said what I thought you said. So she go, well, stuff happened. Don't be scared to do the IUD again. You can always do it again. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it again. I am not. And she was like, well, you don't have to be afraid of it. Sometimes it happens. And I was like, no, ma'am. That's a negative. Because that sit here told me that I was supposed to get pregnant and ended up having a miscarriage on it. And then it made me mad the most is when I know my body. I knew that I was. I mean, I got 3 already. And they kept telling me I wasn't. And I knew that I was. And so it was like a battle between that. And they just kept hitting me with that line like, don't be scared. Like, no, I'm saying it's different for everybody. That was my experience on why I decided to get off the IUD. Because I'm not having no more. I was not ready. I was not. And I refuse to do that again. Because that hurt. That's the most hurtful feeling is when, it could have been prevented. And for it not to be prevented and for them to even try to take blood more, see something is up, like that hurt. That hurts some more. Like, I didn't think I was going to hurt that bad because I really didn't want no more kids. Not right now, in a way. Because I got so much I'm trying to do, so much going on at the moment. I was not trying to have any more. But I didn't think it would hurt me as bad as it did because I found depression with it. It still bothers me to today because like it was there like a week ago. And I didn't think it was. Some people look at the fact, well, you didn't want any more anyway, so. But I look at the fact like it was still something that me and my fiance created, and it still hurts because it still bothers him to this day. He just chooses not to talk about it. I feel like talking about it helps because you got other women that's gone through that, other women that this didn't happen to, that don't speak about it, scared to speak about it. And I feel like I need to be that one to talk about it, like this is what happened to me on it. And this is what happened to me while I was on it. So I wanted to speak up about that because there is stuff they don't tell you about the birth control. They don't tell you that stuff to move. They be like, oh yeah, I mean, you're right, everything is not 100%, but when the doctor come out and tell you that I put it in place, yeah, I didn't say that, my ladies friend, don't come for me. When I didn't put it in place, I put it in place, it shouldn't have moved. It shouldn't. I was positive that it wasn't going to move because I checked it. It was in place. It's what hurts the most because, stuff like that happens and a lot of people don't understand it. And this is my basic get ready with me because I got to go to work. And I literally don't get off until like 7 o'clock. I got to clock in here at 10. So this what really happened to me when it came to the IUD. I got a whole sock sticking out my drawer. Sorry, that just aggravated me. But that's what they happened to me. That's what they really like. They don't tell you that stuff can move after they put it in. Like, they don't tell you that. And it's annoying because they don't tell you everything just for them to come and be like, oh, well, yeah, it moved. It's sitting low. It could have moved after I put it in. But I knew something was up because I kept saying, well, I feel like I could feel it. Nah, maybe I'm just tripping. Like, bruh, like, no, y'all don't tell everybody this information, and then you don't tell nobody everything. Like, when people find out that they're pregnant, like, later on the line, after they be, oh, I went to the doctor. Y'all don't tell people that when y'all do pregnancy tests and y'all see a fake line, y'all don't count it as a pregnancy. Y'all tell people that it's negative. Like, no, bruh, no, y'all need to tell people this stuff. Like, y'all don't tell people this stuff so that people don't know. Like, you need to tell. Like, hey, it's a possibility that if I put this in, this can move. It's a possibility that you can have a period and this could slide and move. Like, that happened to me. And it's like, it's aggravating when it does because, like, come on, bruh. Like, come on. Like, no. Absolutely not. That's not okay. That's not okay. And you would think that they would tell you everything and they don't. And it's kind of wrong. It's kind of messed up. I'm not trying to say that, oh, doctors are bad or whatever. No, they're not. But at the same time, though, certain information does not need to be leaked out. You need to tell everybody everything. You can't just tell us partial and think, I forgot to say this. You can't tell us partial and think that, okay, oh, everything's going to be all right. And it's not. Like, no, bruh. No. No. So, that was really it for this video. It wasn't really no, like, yay! Nah, it was none of that this time. It was just basically me going over that because, like I said, I do have 2 birth control kids. I have 2 birth control kids, and Amaya, my daughter, I didn't think that I was even able to get pregnant with her because they were told that they found cysts on my ovaries. But that's something totally different. But like I said, I got 2 other birth control kids. One's patches, one's a shot. And then my daughter, like I said, that's a whole nother video. So yeah. So that's it for that channel. But if you like the content and you want me to drop my daughter's birth story, how I found out I was pregnant with her, only thing you gotta do is subscribe to my channel, click that bell so you can get when I upload another video. I'm gonna upload another video today. All you gotta do is like the video, and I will try to get this thing to like, try to get this thing to like 10 likes, and I will drop down another video on my daughter and how that happened. And I told that I had a cyst on my ovaries. So, like I said, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click that bell so you get that when I upload another video. And I'll see ya later. Peace. I pop my lip, now watch me pop up again. My stuff float, now watch me sweep up these ends. Classic.